Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dustin Dennison coming at you with another lesson on how to drive a stick shift, but this is a completely different angle than what I've normally done. However, I am in the 98 Dodge Dakota. It is a 3.9 liter V6 5-speed. I'm going to go into a little bit of specifics on how I'm parked. Parking brake is down. Parking brake's over here is a foot pedal. Vehicle's in first gear. Because I don't use the transmission as a kickstand. You can do that. I don't do that. But when you park any stick shift vehicle, it's a good idea to, if you're on a flat angle or an upward angle, to put the vehicle parking brake down or up. However, because in my 07 Mazda that I use for these videos sometimes, it's a handbrake in the middle. But it's also a good idea to put the vehicle either in first gear if you're on a flat or upward angle, or put it in reverse if you're on a downward angle. However, let's get to how to drive this thing. First and foremost, I need to push the clutch pedal down. Just did that. Start it. If you do not push the clutch pedal, and the vehicle will not start. Now it's still in first gear. Before I let off the clutch pedal, I'm going to put the vehicle in neutral, like that. Let off the clutch pedal. Pull this to release the parking brake. Turn my turn signal on because I'm ready to pull up a parking spot. Push the clutch pedal in, put the vehicle in first gear. I gotta wait for traffic to clear up a little bit. Now, give it a little bit of gas while slow letting off the clutch, and off we go. First, clutch pedal in goes into second gear. Clutch pedal in goes into neutral because I'm coming up on a stop. First gear, taking off. Clutch pedal in goes into second. Third. I'm not going to go any higher than third gear because for several minutes I'm going to be the speed limit's going to be about 30 miles an hour. Well, it's going to be 30 miles an hour, not about. It's going to be 30 miles an hour for a good few minutes until I get to where I'm going. I'm getting ready to make a turn. When I'm in the turn, I'm going to shift into second gear. You can do that in a stick shift. Anytime I want to shift gears, anytime I want to downshift, anytime I want to shift up, anytime I want to skip gears, anytime I want to put the vehicle in neutral, the clutch pedal goes in. I have seen videos where people don't do that. They time it just right, do it just right to where you can shift without using the clutch pedal. I will not do that. I don't know how to do that. That's why I will never do that. Thought I was going to need to stop or slow down, and that's segueing into there's several ways of slowing down and or stopping in a stick shift vehicle. The first and most common is what I'm about to do now because I'm coming up on a stop sign. Clutch pedal in, vehicle goes in neutral, let off the clutch pedal, push on the brake. You don't have to let off the clutch pedal to push on the brake in this situation. I just did, just because. Brake, I'm fully completely stopped now. Clutch pedal goes in, shift it, put it in the first gear. Second. Third. Fourth, because I'm getting ready to go above 30 miles an hour. Now in this, as I said earlier, this is a 3.9 liter V6 5-speed. I can get up about 15 miles an hour in first, 25 miles an hour in second, 45 miles an hour in third, 45 in fourth, and anything above that I go into fifth gear. In the 07 Mazda, that is a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed. And that 0 to 10 is first, 10 to 20 second, 20 to 30 is third, 30 to 40 is fourth, and anything above 40 miles an hour is fifth gear. It's not astronomically different, even though the engine size goes from a 2.3 to a 3.9. The speeds in which I can attain in each gear is not astronomically different in this as opposed to the Mazda. I don't know why the neutral. I was doing 15 miles an hour, so I shifted directly into second, third, fourth. When I come up on this stop sign up here, intersection right here, I'm going to show you how to downshift to slow down, because that's another way you can slow down and or stop. Right now I'm doing 35 mile an hour. I'll shift into third. The vehicle slows down by itself. Going 30, shift to second. Continues to slow down by itself. I don't normally shift into first gear just because I don't feel it necessary. Now I'm pushing the clutch pedal in, putting it in neutral, hitting the brake. There in a moment, I'm going to show you how to skip gears. I'm in second right now. I set all the way up to 30 miles an hour, a little bit above, and I shifted directly into fourth gear. Fourth, fifth. Sorry, that was fifth. I went from fourth to fifth because I was doing 45 and fourth. Other ways you can slow down and or stop as opposed to just putting it in neutral and then hitting the brake or downshifting. Two other ways are very similar to each other. One is to push the clutch and the brake pedal in simultaneously. The other way is to push the clutch pedal in and then the brake pedal. They're very similar but somewhat different. Either way, you slow down and or stop as necessary. Something else I wanted to cover in this video is when you downshift, both skipping gears and downshifting, I wanted to cover that. When you downshift, the way I do it is if I'm in fifth gear doing 55 mile an hour like I am right now, if I wanted to slow down by downshifting, if I was doing 60 or 65, I would slow down to 55 before downshifting into fourth gear. I would also make sure I would slow down to at least 45 miles an hour before downshifting into third, and 35 to second. And, I don't like to downshift into first, but if I was to downshift into first, I honestly wouldn't be wanting to do any faster than 20. And in terms of skipping gears, like I did back there, in order to skip gears, what you can do, the two ways I skip gears, I don't go from first to third to fifth, or from first to second to fifth, or anything like that. The two ways I skip gears are I go first, second, fourth, fifth, or first, second, third, fifth. Now, the reason I choose those two ways is just because even though I have done from first to third to fifth in the Mazda for a YouTube video, I don't like to do that. The two ways I like to skip gears are first, second, third, fifth, or first, second, fourth, fifth. That's just my prerogative. You can skip gears however you want if you so choose. Here's the thing: when you skip gears, your RPMs or whatever you might use in your stick shift vehicle. The reason I say you may not have an RPM gauge. The 07 Mazda that I use has a RPM gauge in the dash. That I shift no lower than 2,000 RPMs and no higher than 3,000 RPMs. However, if I go to skip gears, that gauge, if I go above 3,000 RPMs, that's because I'm skipping gears, which is okay to do. I just don't do it that often. This, however, is an older vehicle. It does not have a gauge in the dash for the RPMs. It has a light that flashes when it's okay to shift. But I've been driving a stick shift long enough to where I know when I need to shift and when I can skip gears, how I can skip gears, stuff like that. It helps you, you got to watch your RPMs, you got to watch your speed, know what you can do in each gear. That's why I said, you can do up to 15 in first gear, 25 in second, 35 in third, 45 in fourth, anything above that's fifth gear in this. But the Mazda, I said it's 10, 20 in first, 0 to 10 in first, 10 to 20 in second, 20 to 30 in third, 30 to 40 in fourth, anything above that's fifth gear. It's a good idea to practice in any stick shift vehicle that you might have, because that way you can get used to what speed you can obtain in each gear, and that way you can skip gears without having to watch your RPMs or watch for the light from this, like I do. When I downshift, I do not go from fifth to third or from third to first or anything like that, or from fourth to second, anything like that. When I downshift, I go through each gear like I'm about to do now. I went from fifth to fourth and fourth to third. That's how I downshift. If I needed to, I would downshift into second, but I don't need to right now. I came up on something that's going a little bit slower in the road, so I'm having to just wait and be patient. It happens. Something unfortunately came up right after I said that, and so that's going to be the end of this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you very soon. Stay safe.